Well, damn, Taurus. I don't think anybody was expecting this type of reaction from you. I don't think they saw this coming. Okay, whoever these people are, I don't think they saw this version of you actually coming into fruition. But I'm getting that you are teaching people a lot of lessons. Okay, reluctantly though. That's what Spirit is saying to me. Reluctantly, you are the example, okay, of principles, standards, self respect, self restraint, self discipline. All of these different attributes are a direct reflection of the work that you've done on yourself, okay, the healing that you've done on yourself. Whatever you've been through, you don't look like you've been through the things that you've been through. You could be very upset. You could be mad. You could waste your time being focused on the things that happened to you, or you could keep it real G, okay? And I feel like that's exactly the space that you're in right now. Like you're not doing this for clout. You're not doing this for recognition. You're not doing this to prove anything to anybody else. I don't even feel like you're trying to prove it to yourself. I feel like you're just in this energy of wanting complete happiness, complete bliss. All right. You're very responsible. You're someone that does a lot for yourself, including other people. Believe it or not, you have helped a lot of people that have hard journeys, okay? No matter what type of journey they have, if they have the cards were stacked up against them in any capacity, if you have come across people that have gone through similar things that you have gone through, you have silently supported, helped, and been of some type of service, recognition, supporter in this capacity. It's almost like you're always you're always growing, you're always transforming. Whoever you are standing on business. Yes, that's what I'm tapped into. A collective of Tauruses that are really about that life, that mean what they say what they mean, and they don't sugarcoat anything for anybody. Um, I feel like you are also a collective of Taurus where your silence is a killer. Okay, you not saying anything, you moving in silence is your secret weapon. Okay, I'm just picking up this resting bitch face. Okay, this resting, very mysterious. All right, people may accuse you of being mean, or they may accuse you of being somebody that is mad or upset by the things that has happened to you, but you're not. You know that they're unhealed, and you know that you are healed. So as far as you're concerned, you're not going to waste your time, your healing journey, on trying to convince anybody of that either. They're not even on your level. I don't care what your circumstances look like. You were forged out of fire. Blacksmith. You were forged out of fire. You are somebody that didn't have security. You didn't have a handout. You didn't grow up with no silver spoon in your mouth. But you are very artistic. That's what I'm seeing here. Painter. You chose the life that you wanted for yourself, and you put forth the work, the effort, the discipline, the dedication to see it come into fruition. And the divine is like chef's kiss. You are special. Very, very special. You a soldier. I heard, and I am. So what I'm getting here as well, um, either you have a loving, healthy, romantic love connection, soul tribe that you have prayed for, you have the life that you've prayed for, or you've met someone, or you have a deep love for someone that is everything that your heart has ever desired. It feels like you're getting all in one. Something about it's not just the relationship, okay? Because there is, with parenthood here, this is also telling me that you're nurturing something else as well. This could be a life purpose, children, okay? But parenting in itself is just saying that you stepped into that role or that responsibility where it's like, check my credentials, don't play about me. That's what I pick up on this card. You don't need an entourage. You don't need people to tell you that you're doing a good job. You don't need people to give you the encouragement or the validation outside of yourself to make the decisions. You do what it is that you feel guided to do, even if that means that you have to stay away from people. You're still listening to your internal guidance here. No one can swindle you. You are a hard person to trick. You are a hard person to get over on. And it's your maturity is what separates you from the rest. Like, you're carrying a lot of responsibilities, but you wear it well, okay? No one would ever know. How would they know? That's how would they know. So to other people, you may come off as somebody that is that needs someone to save them, or that needs someone. People may project that onto you. Like, why are you single? Why are you that? And I'm just tapping deeper into the story, y'all, okay? And if you haven't received it, I feel like you're well on your way, okay? Like, you're about to meet someone. This is about to be your last dance, okay? This may be your last retrograde. For whoever resonates. How you gonna know if this resonates for you specifically is you don't care to get revenge on anybody that has stumped on your feet. You don't care to hear about anyone's messages. All right. I feel like you are someone that, like, you don't even care what's going on with the karmics, what's coming towards them, nor do you care to hear about it. I'm hearing it's not my business, says a Taurus near you. Yeah, I feel like if that could be a slogan, you would use it. It's not my business what's going on with the karmics. Like, it ain't your business. Silver servant in reverse. You don't owe nobody no handouts, no gestures. You're not here to please people and tell them what they want to hear. You do what you want to do, how you want to do it, and when you want to do it. So if people expect some type of consistency from you in a way where it's like, oh, this is what you're supposed to do, this is what you're called to do, nobody can depict the calling for you. Nobody can tell you how you're supposed to express this calling, how you're supposed to dance with the universe. Nobody can project that onto you, but they have definitely tried, right? So I'm seeing that you've left behind people, places, things. You've left it in the past for a reason, and you are not playing. Straight up. So you've made it clear to the universe that you don't care if it's two retrogrades stacked on top of each other. You good. You good on past connections. All right. You leave a lot of cliffhangers. Okay. So you leave people on red. And like I said, this is not intentional. The universe knows your heart. Look, we have waiter, cleaner. So I feel like you have cleaned up your life a lot to be happy. And so you are not selling. You're not doing things in bulk. You're not doing things to appease people and their delusion. You're not trying to do things for likes, for clout. You're not trying to keep people up with the Joneses. There's just a lot of information here. So if that resonates with you and you are a Taurus of any placement, welcome back to our love nest, you guys. I am Titi. So my friends call me. You can call me that as well. But yeah, that's the message that I'm tapped into. We're going to get into the channeled message shortly. All right. Got to pull some oracle cards. But for those of you that are drawn to this channel, I'm going to be channeling a message shortly that is intended to resonate within divine timing. So all of these messages are timeless. Okay. So feel free to browse throughout all the Love Nest playlists for other messages that may call out to you, and information for booking personal sessions and pre-recorded readings. are all listed down below in the description box. I'm seeing from dusk till dawn, something about dusk till dawn. There's something that you want to cut out of your life. Is it love? For some of you, okay. So some of y'all, you may be contemplating, like, if you even want to still read. You could be a reader or someone that, yeah, you could be learning, like you want to learn something new. I'm picking up on very strongly somebody that's ready to learn something new. Like, you're tired of reading the same old stories. You're tired of hearing the same things. You're tired of, like, supporting some type of desire to just spy. There's something about here with spy in reverse. Like, you're no longer desiring to read for people or share messages to people, where you're feeding their addiction. Something about you no longer care to feed their addictions and pretend like that's real love, when based off of your own personal shadow work and your own personal journey, that listening or tapping in to see what other people feel towards you is not a reflection of healing. It's not a reflection of how you did the work on yourself. So, to be completely honest, you also know that there's people that do not care to explore and go deeper into what tarot and what oracles and what the knowledge is intended for on this healing journey, right? But you also feel like you could be an employee, right, to the system, or you can rebel, okay, to what's expected of you. There's something about this expectation that pushes this agenda to keep people stuck and addicted to spying on lovers, trying to see who gets back with the karmic. They're not here to do the work. They're not there to learn. They're not there to evolve themselves. They are not in pursuit of a higher knowledge. They do not care about any of those things except themselves. And then when you call them out on their their religion, their cognitive dissonance, their ego, okay, how they scheme in behind the scenes over and over again to get what it is that they want. And then they feel entitled. They employ you or they hire you to tell them, and they start to feel entitled and aggressive towards you about what you should talk about and what you should share. All right. It's like, tell me what I want to hear. Tell me about my person. Tell me about this. And it's like, you can feel it. Okay. Especially if, like I said, I'm picking up strong reader energy. So y'all may be readers or someone that's in a position where you've done a lot of work on yourself and you have an intuitive ability to just tell when you are in an environment where people are pushing their own agenda and they're looking at you like, yeah, all that is cool, but that doesn't sell. That's not going to get you the money. That's not going to get you the ratings. That's not going to get you the support, the following, or the things that you need. But at the same time, a lot of these people have mommy and daddy issues. You know that there's a lot of healing that's required on the planet right now because we have Pleiadians. And so something that used to excite you to wake up every single day and tap into now feels like a burden. It feels like every day you're confronted with a choice where either you're going to do what people want you to do to tell them what they want to hear, or you're going to be the voice of higher knowledge, higher wisdom, and you're going to go deeper into these topics in these realms, or you're going to stay on the surface level and just be like, okay, this person coming, that person coming, that they want to do this with you. And it's constantly externalizing encouraging people to externalize themselves for the validation that that person wants them. And as the reader, as the intuitive, as the person, that that is not your purpose. That's not even how you went about changing your life, how you went about evolving as an individual. So for a lot of you, this shift you're going to lose before you gain again, because of the student inside of you wants to learn. The student inside of you wants to grow. You want to evolve beyond some type of restriction. It's like something about whatever it is that you're nurturing or whatever field that you're in, it's restricting you from really being able to break some type of ceiling or some type of mold. And so the universe has been testing you to see what type of parent you would be, what type of leader you would be, what type of starseed you would be. Would you let the sick dictate to you, or would you allow God to communicate through you? Because this is pretty much telling me, then what's the difference? You might as well go back to your careers. You might as well go back to your 9 to 5 if you're going to still allow the same system, the same belief system, the same level of consciousness to dictate how you earn your wealth, how you earn your money. Because you could be an entrepreneur, have your own business, but if you're not able to freely talk about the topics you want to talk about and expand and go deeper in ways in which you want to do that for yourself, then it's almost like you're an employee of YouTube. You're an employee of content creation. You're an employee to whoever dictates to you how you should communicate or express yourself. So you're really struggling with some type of censorship as well. In a lot of ways, something isn't fun, but I feel like this entire situation has been a test. The universe has been testing you, which is why that's the download that I've been getting. Right? Where your devotion is being tested, and I feel like you are passing with flying colors. I don't know what shifts that you have made, what tweaks you have done, but your spirit guides has been testing your heart. Like your G card has been pulled. Your high priestess cards have been pulled. Your commitment has been pulled. All of this was about not needing the validation outside of yourself of God's promise to you. If God gives you, the creator, the source gives you a message, and you feel divinely called to share it, and you feel as if things are shifting for you and you're no longer able to tap in just to frivolous topics, okay? You're no longer to stay on an addictive, repetitive level, and you feel this ascension happening. And you know that love, right? Because unconditional love here, love in itself goes deeper than the validation of who's coming towards you, or the validation of who likes you and who doesn't like you, or how other people view you. It's deeper than that surface level of how society paints love to be. And so the more you have tapped in over time, you've gained a lot of knowledge. Okay? You've gained a lot of knowledge. You know a lot about the world, the truth. And so you are desiring to continue being a seeker of knowledge, continue being, uncovering so many different topics and things like that. And these are things that people do not want to hear about. Whether you're a reporter, a writer, a songwriter, whatever it is, a communicator. Some of you, it's hard to stay in jobs where you know that they groom you to upsell and and entice people to waste their money on frivolous things that you know from your level of knowledge or perception that it's designed to keep them on that hamster wheel. It's designed to keep them thirsty, right? Which is a great question. How can we talk about how can we speak against karmics and thirsty behavior just to supply a drought, the very type of drought, to be the supplier? It's like, damn. This is thirst. All right. These systems are using you to deplete yourself. But the high priestess energy is about nurturing yourself before anyone else. So when you feel like you have to ignore your intuition and based off of what you know, this is like an agenda here, a hidden agenda to push. Okay, it's like the whip, cracking the whip in a particular market or industry where it's like, okay, the block is hot, start producing, produce, mass production, or get left behind, or lose likes, or lose following, or lose this. If you lose it all, so be it. What's the purpose of being just like everyone else? What's the purpose of losing yourself in the process of trying to feed a collective, or feed a delusion, or feed an agenda? Because that's really what I'm seeing here. An indirect agenda to turn you into some type of employee, right? You thought you were free, but you work for me now. I tell you, the algorithm, this is also an algorithm telling you how you're supposed to produce. And if you don't do it in a particular type of way, then it has the power to give or take, right? But spirit is saying, on your journey, you learn that spirit doesn't negotiate with terrorists. Spirit doesn't negotiate with these types of ultimatums or obligations. And so in order for you to remain true to yourself, in order for you to feel as if you are divinely guided at all times, in order to fall back in love with your gift, can't no person, no algorithm, no system dictate how you should interact with spirit. That's an intimate relationship. All right. So something about core values, principles, and things that also were the keys to helping you heal yourself and becoming the version of yourself that you desire, has nothing to do with the external of how you dress or how you look. It has everything to do with the internal revenue. How do you feel with the currency of energy exchange? Not saying that you are expecting energy exchange, but how do you feel waking up every single day consuming whatever it is you consume? And yes, as readers, as intuitives, or whatever it is that you do for a personal living, not living, whatever it is that you do as a personal relationship with your gift, what made it special at the very beginning was the unconditional love, the excitement, the joy that you felt to wake up every single day and nurture this, water this. It's like being an explorer, going on a journey. And so I do feel like you haven't been really you're someone that hasn't really been desiring, tapping into the information that people want to hear about. Like, you really don't care. about what's going on in the past energy or who's coming back around. You know what I'm saying? And so you've been suspended in like a quiet space is what I'm seeing here. And you're evolving with this learner card here. You're evolving, you're studying, you're teaching yourself new topics, new things, new skills. Even if that's just being an observer, you could just be going to the park and just observing the world, observing life in general, right? And so the test that your spiritual team is confirming for you is that this entire situation was to test to see if you would be true to your soul above all else, or if you would still do things for the validation of clients, viewers, employers. Or would you trust and know that regardless of if you are likable, regardless of if people value this right now, as long as you value it, as long as you love it, that's all that mattered. And you passed that test. See? Selfie in reverse. This is why you're chosen. This is why you have that selfless heart. This is why you are who you are. Because time and time again, when they count you out or they think that, this is going to get them, this is going to get them to, this is going to force them away from certain things. This is going to force them back in a particular box, back in a particular arena. You have proven to God, the universe, source, that you are willing to let it all go. Right? If it doesn't align with your soul, if it doesn't align with your purpose. Because you enjoy what you're doing. And so you definitely have passed this test. So let's get into this channel message. You definitely have passed this test. I'm so serious. If I don't work for anyone was a slogan, it would be if it was a person, it would be you. If it was a physical representation of I don't work for nobody, it would be you. Because nobody controls you. Nobody controls you, and you don't need proof of the things that you see in your messages. You don't need proof of the things that you feel inside of yourself. You don't need proof of the signs of the times. You don't need none of that. Because like I said, your navigation system is inside of you. That's where your trust lies. The relationship, I told you, ascended masters have been working with you. I'm going to move this out the way. They've been working with you. Spirit has been working with you. 777. Manifesting multi-dimensional perception. Attunement. Healer. And you will retrieve real knowledge that opens the door to spirit. You are connecting people back to their spirit. And you're doing it in your most resilient Taurian way. You feel me? Like this is magnificent. This is, oh my goodness. You passed the test. That's all I keep hearing. You passed the test. Congratulations. You don't do things for likability. You don't do things to people please. You don't do things and get yourself stuck. You don't care who they are, what they bring to the table. You don't care if you, wow, this is pretty much saying the next 10 years of your life is going to be like A-okay. You hear me? The next 10 years of your life is about to be like night and day. complete opposite wherever you are when you're guided to this reading. I told you abundance. Look, creative endeavor. You're going to be expressing yourself with some type of creative endeavor. You're going to be teaching people how to heal themselves. You are, yes, shadow work, denial, projecting shame in reverse. So I feel like a lot of people that are going to be drawn to you in the future are going to be those that have been denying. Like you're going to teach people how you healed yourself, how you overcame your own self-denial, your own self-delusion, your own shame, your own closet, how you cleared that out, how you really healed and loved yourself unconditional in a way. And on top of that, you did all of this not by going to school and getting some type of degree to prove yourself worthy, not by climbing some type of corporate ladder or trying to get someone to acknowledge that on a certain level. Like, you got this out the mud. This is self-made energy. The only way you could have known the answers to these tests along your journey, the only way you could have walked through these doors and portals is by the spirit that resides inside of you that was communicating to you. God was talking to you from your inward parts. You feel what I'm saying to you? Talking to you from your soul. Moving through your body like a wave. Bringing stuff towards you and taking stuff away. And all you had to do was be okay with that, to flow with that, to go with that, to know that no matter what, they can't take away your victory. Integrity, honesty, artistic. I told you. Syrian A. Look at that. Control, drama, conflict, interest in reverse. See, this was trying to keep you distracted. The sacred temple path. The objective over here was to keep you from accessing this path. What they weren't counting on was for you to let go of the thing that they felt like you needed the most, which is whatever this thing is that you fell in love with. So let's say, for example, blossoming abundance. Let's say, for example, you had karmic relationships. Okay. You work those things out, family, friends, things, substances, whatever. Then they tried to come for your babies. Okay. Some of y'all was physical babies. For others of you, they try to come for your businesses or your intuitive gifts. The relationship that you have on a personal level would give you some type of traction and then rip it away. The objective was to make a point or prove a point that you're only doing something for money, to prove a point that the hidden agenda was to prove a point that you were only doing things for likability, for clout, for money. And so time and time again, playing around with that provoking, right? This is provoking someone indirectly. People pleasing indirectly through a hidden agenda. It's like, oh, you ain't that sacred. Okay. You ain't that special because you're going to need me. This is pretty much an outside third party energy. We have clergy, right? Religion, morality, compassion, sacred mission, careerist, dreamer of grand schemes, vision, cunning. A machine, an algorithm, a machine communicating to you, trying to convince you that it holds power over you based off of your likability, based off of the what's brought to you or what's taken away. But you mastered that with ascended masters. Your spirit guides, your spiritual team help you master the ebbs and flow, master having things and not having things, the uncomfortable experiences that every Taurus has to face, their dark side, the fear of change, right? The difficulty with the unforeseeable, unexpected things that happen, right? Whether it's happening in your relationship, if your relationship becomes unexpectedly shaky, would you fold on your dream? Would you fold on your life purpose, right? If you don't have all the answers, what would you do? So all of these scenarios were thrusted at you, and you stood firm, 10 toes down. Like, I don't need to know. I don't need to know if I'm doing the right thing. I don't need to go and seek out help to see if I need a friend. You didn't need a friend to ask them, am I doing the right thing? You didn't need someone else to look into your energy. You didn't need someone else to tell you what you've learned time and time again. And that is, you are your greatest confirmation. You good. As I say, you good. And they keep stressing to me, like, the next 10 years of your life, this is very important. This is a very pivotal moment. All right. Your life is about to do a complete 180, about face. That's how strong the past is going to be behind you. Out of sight, out of mind. And I see you being able to freely express yourself without shame, without guilt, without feeling bad, without worrying about if people like you or not, because they hold no weight or validation or power over your stability, over yourself. You're so in tune. It's crazy. I told you they try to block you. They tried to block you. Tried to make you uncertain on what you should do. And look, always keeping you with truth and clarity at the tip of your tongue. Always making you feel like it's something you had to reach for. You had to reach for this change. You had to get there. This is your liberation. Like, you cut through the bullshit. You cut through the bullshit. You see through it so well. And I feel like you are, like, everything about you is about to change. You're in the middle of it. Okay. In the middle of it. You can raise them anyway. Okay. Yeah. You're in the middle of it. You're going high while they go low. You're rising higher. Okay. In the midst of distraction, you are rising higher. And guess what's at the top? Something that was already being cooked up, something that was already brewing, something was already in effect. Okay, because we have the garden here as well. So we have the water, the sky, and then it's clear. Something's about to be crystal clear. It's like your higher self is reaching into the sky and, like, reaching into your inheritance, reaching into your own vault and pulling something out. And it's going to be like gold. Gold. You hear what I'm saying to you? 4 of Swords. For some of you, this is a new persona. For others of you, this is like a new voice, a new dawn, a new day. You're getting a master key. Okay, and it's going to really break the trap that was meant for you. Okay, the grave that was meant for you, the traps that were meant for you, they just put themselves in it. Because the whole time that they were trying to end you, like, spirit was multiplying what they were doing. And so they just gonna walk right into it. Someone is mad, okay, that they walk right into their own trap. They will be. And I feel like, look at this. Somebody is going to feel betrayed by their own ancestors, betrayed by their own spiritual team. It's like all along you knew exactly this is going to happen and you did not tell me. Yes, because somebody is extremely prideful and they had a huge ass ego. I'm seeing all types of stuff here coming for your um coming for your finances, coming for your businesses, your services, coming for your using the places where you would normally go for sanctuary, like your churches, your family, things like that. People that should guard you and protect you, they went for every particular wherever you could go, trying to stuff out the light, trying to block you from this ascension, trying to block you from setting yourself free. Wanting you to believe, oh, I saved you, I rescued you, oh, you needed me all along. The objective of the enemy was to try to force you to see that even if you got out of a situation, even if you liberated yourself, that when you open your eyes, it's going to be them. It's going to be those people. It's going to be those situations where you feel like, oh, you saved me. Oh, you did this for me. All right. These are people that want to feel the glory that comes from feeling like they rescued you. And Spirit said, no, no, this is not a prize. This is not an ornament. Go heal. This is not something that you can pluck and consume and win. Get y'all sorry ass egos out the way. That's what I'm seeing here. Look at this. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Because this was a familiar expectation. This is just more than one person wanting to feel worthy. Like, oh, I ran to your aid. I was there for you. Right? Because as soon as she takes off these as soon as these blindfolds are taken off, this is the person that tied her up, and this is also the person that supposedly is taking her down, right? But how can you take her down and give her peace of mind when they're the swords that's supposed to belong to her, unless they created the confusion to begin with? So you have people creating deliberate confusion in your life and then trying to convince you that they were the problem solver, but they're the one that created the test, created the situation and the scenario for you to even heal from to begin with. So it's like reverse psychology. But they're the ones that went and got the spell work done. They're the ones that went and, used fake accounts, refused to reveal their true selves. They're the ones that played around in your dreams and your imagination. They're the ones that went and hired people. They're the ones that made it hard for you to find a job, get a job, do things that you need to do to be self-sufficient. They're the ones that wanted you to feel codependent. Where, oh, this is about teaching you a lesson that you really can't do it without what you think you can do it without. These are people that want to convince you that even though you got God, or even though you feel like you have spirit, the truth of the matter is you ain't going to be able to do it without someone else. You're not going to be able to thrive. We all need somebody. So I'm getting that they underestimated the spirit that resides inside you. They underestimated it a long time ago. Because these are agendas of ass kissing, humbling, trying to humble you, trying to convince you that you need to be humbled. You're going to need the support of this department. You're going to need the support of this field. You're going to need the support of the people. And so what was the objective? to make you block feeling like you know which direction you should go in. And then they create the mess and then be like, oh, I got the solution for it. I can make that go away for you. I bet they can, because they know who who they can call to stop it all from happening. The fuck? Judgment. Ooh. You let spirit handle your lightweight. You was like, I don't gotta do nothing. I don't gotta lift a finger. You're going to continue speaking your truth. You're going to continue knowing your divine calling. Whether you get likes or you don't get likes, whether you feel supported or you don't feel supported. Because when you show up for yourself, you don't need nobody else. And that's a true statement. And anyone else that has been trying to convince you that that's not true, that's the hidden agenda. They're a part of the hidden agenda. Their ego and their pride. And mind you, you were the light sent to them. The crazy part about it is they spent so long trying to humble you, but you were the light that was guided. You were the damn light. All along. You were empowering people all along. That there's nothing to be afraid of. You went out there and you became the example. You did things that they said that you couldn't do. Whether you had kids or no kids. I mean, life-changing. Whether you had the means or no means, life-changing. Whatever expectation, you shattered that glass. Oh, you ain't gonna make it far, or this is gonna be your limitation. This gonna be your hang up. All of these different things that was said about you. Look at that. I feel like it's about to appear. It's about to appear that you're stuck. Okay? To your enemies, it appears that you're stuck. It appears that you've hit some type of roadblock. Mm-hmm. But focusing on you too long has a reverse effect. You see this? Okay? This is two swords. The two swords that would normally hold her, would normally be blocking her, restricting her, it's being held up by two external forces, right? Which also mirrors the force here, the red pill, blue pill, okay? Differences of perspective. And then here you are in the middle, right? Of these two forces that are so hell-bent on pushing their own agendas that they forget that there's a third choice, there's a third option, there's a third resurrection, there's a third channel, there's a higher love, there's a higher power, despite your perspectives, despite your traditions, despite your beliefs, right? And so them being unable, it's like poof, be gone. It's like them being unable to stand the truth. They can't take it. They can't take the truth. They can't listen to it for long. Oh, I can't listen to this shit. I can't sit here and condone this. They can't condone it. For a lot of you, it's something as simple as what you wear, what you don't wear, what you say, what you don't say, the tone of voice you use, the ones you don't use. This control in all facets of it. Others of you, it's something as simple as like people sticking around you just long enough to want to know what you stand for. And if you don't stand for, if you don't pick a side or you don't stand for something that they personally believe on, they get turned off by you. Love you one minute, hate you the other. They love when you validate in their ego, but they can't stand you when you're blending genres, when you are being fair, even, balanced. They don't like it. And so they left you to drown, to be consumed by your own, the reality that nobody gonna fuck with you, to be consumed by the reality that nobody gonna agree with you. And then on top of that, on top of feeling like you're falling down or they're like shooting you out the sky or knocking you down, on top of that, it's like, let me see you get up. Let me see you get up from this. It's like leaving you stranded as well. You don't want to play into the game. You don't want to play into my agenda. You don't want to play nice. You don't want to do things my way. Ultimatums. Well, let's see how you survive this drought. Let's see how you survive this situation. When you fall, like this is someone experiencing a rise and then having a negotiation and then being threatened that they would experience some type of great fall or descend without them being there to play devil's advocate, without them being there to push certain agendas and narratives and play certain roles. But look, they didn't know that you knew how to walk on walls. They didn't know that you was a spider. They didn't know that you was Spider-Man and you know how to walk on the ceiling. Failure is not an option for you. Even when it appears that you have failed, no such thing has happened. And so this was a reverse psychology or a mind trick. And this is all about you doubting yourself. Six of Swords. I'm not going to be able to move on. I'm not going to be able to get over this. I'm not going to be able to move on from this. I'm not going to be able to outlive this. But look, there's something about before the leaves fall. Before the last leaf falls or something like that. A channel is being created for you. A lane is being created for you. You're a trailblazer. And as a trailblazer, you create the path. So you are going to pioneer and be an innovator for a particular path, an industry, a way of life that no one considers possible. Because their brain is small, it's too narrow. And so you're about to open the Nile because they're in denial. They think that you're in denial, but they're in denial. And like, I'm telling you, Spirit, you are... Whew. When the time is right, you're going to receive a reveal. It's coming from like Tuxedo Mask, okay? So, yeah. It's coming from like Tuxedo Mask. So what I'm seeing here is the less you know, the better. You will go through a death, okay, of some sort. And but you're no stranger to death. Okay? You're no stranger to transformation. You're no stranger to what comes along with it to begin again. You're no stranger to it. Because you're a flipper. You know how to flip. You don't lay there and roll over. And so this is going to look like a fool's move. Like, oh, this is a fool. You ain't going to do that. Yeah, you are. You ain't going to talk about that. You ain't going to say that. You ain't going to do that. Yeah, you are. You're not no fool. You a lot of things, but you ain't no fool when it comes to, this is what people are saying. You a lot of things, but you ain't no fool. You know better. Okay? So you keeping people on their toes, especially powerful people, forces that be. You're keeping them on their toes. Mm. Been there, done that. So them threatening you with betrayals, them threatening you with something happening to you or having to start over and all that other stuff. You like been there, done that. Ain't nothing but a chicken wing. You've been broke before. You've been homeless before. Ain't none of it. Dark days is not a unfamiliar thing to you. You know what dark days look like. Wow. Mm-mm-mm. So there's a lot that people don't know. The high priestess. So you will start off looking like the bad person. The bad person, high priestess in reverse. You're letting them talk. You're not giving them no clout, no confirmation. All right, they're thirsty. So what does addicts do? They become thirsty. And after they're done all beating each other up and knocking each other upside the head, they're going to want to get out of it. It's a cycle. So you're aware that these things are cycles. And reluctantly, all of it's going to come down regardless. And they're going to be right back where they started. For many of you, it feels like a period of time where it's like, you know, when people get a lot of money or they get certain grants and stuff like that, they get excited and then they waste it and they blow it. And then after they do all of that, what do? They come looking for the people that were disciplined, the people that did the daily due diligence, that had the discipline, dedication to do what was responsible. And then they try to bully them and tell them, like, make them guilt trip them and create tower moments to force them to do what would God want you to do? What would God require you to do? And so you aren't going to be giving any validation that their tactics are working. So they're going to try to come and pull it out of you. Okay, but you have to be chosen to be able to retrieve information from this source. You can't bully this source to give you what you want. Look at that. See the bully? You can't bully them because they ready for you. Someone is so protected. It's just like, I'm telling you, they will come out their body like a thief in the night. And it's like multiple. All right, so somebody's being warned here about messing with an empress. Their spiritual team do not play about them. Okay, it's a ghost that'll be tap dancing on somebody's head. Cause someone be doing like cloaking themselves. So when somebody play dirty, you better believe that somebody is willing to play just as dirty. Six of Wands in reverse. And someone has a spiritual clearance to protect this Empress. I'm telling you. Whether it's jealousy driven, whether it's just hatred driven. Okay, like I told you, I was picking up on some type of high priestess, healer. They are spiritually backed, and not just the spiritual, but the physical as well. Libra, Gemini, Aquarius doesn't have to be, but they don't have to be that sign, but they're strategic. Okay. There is someone in your life that's very strategic, that's contracted. No matter where y'all are in the world to protect each other. The sun and the moon. Especially when someone's trying to disconnect you from that all-knowing, disconnect you, make something more difficult for you. A foolish attempt. Taking your kindness for weakness. You are not alone. And that's why your spiritual team is just saying, you're not alone. Don't worry about it. We're going to handle your lightweight. Straight up. Someone's going to hit you on a professional tip, okay? We have Rider in reverse. Yes, I'm telling you, someone, they don't talk about it. They're not going to tell you what they're about to do. Why would they do that? This is someone that moves alone, okay? They move alone. Yes, 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 yes. There's two sides to someone. There's the lighter side and the darker side. I'm telling you, ain't nothing to play with. All right, so, they are no stranger to this type of situation. We're gonna leave it right there, and we're gonna we're gonna back out because I feel like there's some healing going on. There's something happening, and something is locked and loaded. Yep, Charity. Told you. Some type of attack. Yeah, concentration. Trying to make you fear your spiritual gifts. Trying to make something harder for you than it's supposed to be. Defense. And like no one's coming to your defense, or you're not being treated the way you deserve. Enterprise. You have a destiny, and you are meant to have the flexibility to do what it is that you want to do, to express what it is that you want to express, and do it happily. So if there's anything messing with the flow of that, if there's anything in particular trying to sway you from that, oh, it's going to be a mighty hand that bitch slaps somebody, or a collective, a group of people. Yep. What, 5 on it. Oh my goodness. Let me give the closing message. Spirit, what is the closing message? So I feel like your spiritual team don't want you to have to do anything. You don't have to lift a finger. You don't have to defend yourself. You don't even have to respond to certain things. The truth is going to be in the pudding. Okay, we have Pathfinder. Release your past and start a new journey. You are a teacher and help others find their way. There will be challenges, but your soul is strong. Perseverance is your secret power. You have a love that endures forever. Very, very powerful, very clever. Grizzly bear. And then we have partnership, puffin. And it says, accept yourself and your colorful personality. Feel confident about being you. You are a joy bringer. Let your community nourish and protect you. Ask for help. Teamwork will give you the best results. Any more, Spirit? Keeper of secrets. I think this came out yesterday too. Take time out of the world and be the observer. Nothing can deceive you when you trust your knowing. You see other secrets and keep them sacred. In silence and solitude, you will find your strength. Taurus, as always, I want to thank you, Spirit, for allowing me to channel messages for Taurus during this time. Thank you, Taurus, for allowing me to interact with your energy. Whenever you're guided to this reading, I'm restoring all energy back into its original form. Follow, what is it? What's my own prayer? Y'all, I forgot my own damn prayer. Yes, filling all the space with love, okay? Sending that divine healing, love energy y'all way, receiving all of my energy back in its full form, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.